Gone are the days when Chinese phones were only synonymous with affordable price tags. They are now eyeing every price point on the spectrum. One such contender is Gionee Elife E8. Hi, this is Sid with 91 Mobiles, and today we'll be reviewing this phone from Gionee, which packs in some pretty high-end specs. Priced at around 35,000, it surely is a premium smartphone. But is it worthy enough? Let's find out. Let's first talk about the looks. I personally have mixed feelings about the design. With a 6-inch screen, it surely is big, but the thick bezel on top and bottom make it even bigger, thereby eliminating any scope of using it with one hand comfortably. Now it's a rectangular phone but with rounded edges so that it doesn't dig into the palm, which feels nice, and the metal band around the spine makes the handset look very premium until you turn the phone around where you are greeted with plastic, and that too a very soft one. You can visibly see an imprint if you press it a bit hard. Also, the front is very bland, sporting black bezels all around. It looks a lot similar to the budget devices like Lenovo K3 Note or Honor 4X. It would look way better if the metallic feel from the back wasn't broken. But the biggest issue here is that the capacitive buttons are neither backlit nor legible, which means when you hand over your phone to someone, they are bound to be lost. Overall, though the designing is satisfactory, for me, it doesn't befit the price tag. The phone impresses with its display. Packing a large 6-inch wide QHD AMOLED panel, the screen is bright, the color reproduction is pretty neat, and it also fares well outdoors. Also good is the fingerprint scanner, which finds its way at the back of the device. It feels natural and is pretty snappy, though the radius feels a bit narrow. On a personal note though, the rare placement makes it very difficult to access your phone while it's lying on its back. The phone packs a powerful octa-core Helio X10 chipset from MediaTek and is coupled with 3 gigs of RAM. Hence, it's able to handle majority of tasks like web browsing and gaming with absolute ease. It does get warm, but never is unbearable. Here are the benchmarks for this one, though we personally feel that these are mere numbers. In our own speed test, where we race a phone through multiple apps, it clocked about 2 minutes and 5 seconds. But now let's talk about the thing that matters the most, the user interface. The phone runs on Android Lollipop but forks it with Amigo OS, which like most other Chinese Android UIs, tries hard to copy the iOS. This means there is no app drawer. Quick settings are at the bottom and folders open up in full windows. This might be a problem for someone who is not accustomed to using Chinese phones. On a personal note, however, I miss having the settings icon on the top right corner. One big perk for going for these forked operating systems is that you almost always get some additional functions. Hence, here you have the smart gestures. Draw patterns on the screen to open apps. Double tap to wake. Unlock the display by just waving your hand, or magically surf through the gallery, and much more. But most of these features will become useless if you set up a fingerprint lock. Also, though the phone is capable of powerful processing, the software animations slightly slow down the whole process. Plus, the phone comes bundled with quite a few apps like WhatsApp, WPS Office, DU boosters and much more. Oh, and it also packs a system manager which can manage your apps, power and even data. Overall, the UI is quite bubbly, and with a pre-installed theme store, you can customize it the way you want. For the shutterbugs, this one is surely intriguing. On the rear, we have a 24 megapixel camera, while the front one is set at 8 megapixels. The viewfinder is simplistic with advanced modes hidden at the bottom left. It's got a dozen color filters and the usual modes like night, beauty and HDR. But it also packs a bunch of additional options like Pro mode, which lets you tweak aspects like shutter speed, white balance, ISO and even exposure. Then there is the magic focus, which defocuses the background, and the ultra pixel, which shoots and stitches together multiple shots to combine one large 120 megapixel image. Here are a few images taken from the E8. The photos tend to be good for the most part, outdoors are excellent, HDR is good too, but as the sun starts setting, the results start to dwindle. The low light shots can become noisy, but the True Tone flash thankfully saves the day. And we absolutely have no complaints with the selfie shooters. It's good. Clicking pics on this one is a real task considering the mammoth size it boasts. However, Gionee took good care of this by providing a dedicated shutter key which gives you a feel of a real point-and-shoot camera. The key quickly fires up the viewfinder even when the phone is locked. but it starts with a countdown and you can't really choose any filters or even select the secondary camera. I would still prefer the quick launch of other smartphones compared to this. Overall, the cameras are good, but not exceptional. Though both Samsung Galaxy S6 and LG G4 have a lower megapixel count, they still can outperform the E8's shooter hands down. In case you forgot, this is also a phone, which means it can make some calls too. Though reception, noise cancellation and call quality are decent, the sheer size of the device might be uncomfortable for some. Coming to the speaker quality, they are actually pretty good, but are wrongly placed. If you're like me and sometimes want to listen to music without the headphones, placing this one on a flat surface noticeably will muffle the sound. Let's now talk about the battery life. The phone packs in a 3500 mAh battery, which should be sufficient for running a device like this. But it isn't. The phone performed poorly in our video loop test by lasting only for 6 hours, which is 2 hours less than the average 8 hours. If you use your phone judicially, this might last a day. But if your usage is anything above average, this might be a problem. There are features like power consumption management which feature an extreme mode too, which can be used to prolong the inescapable death. The device comes with 64 GB of internal storage, out of which 52 can be used by you. If you want more, pop in a micro SD card. It can host up to 128 GB more. And it's also blessed with latest connectivity options from NFC, 4G to even USB OTG. Overall, it's not a bad phone at all. It's got a great display, a good build quality, snappy shooters as well. It has its own shortcomings in terms of battery life and certain designing flaws, but the biggest problem here is the price. If you're not adamant for a 6-incher, Samsung Galaxy S6 is a better buy in all respects. And if you want something bigger, the LG G4 won't disappoint you either. And for a few bucks extra, you can get the 5.7-inch Google Nexus 6P. We rate the Gionee Elife E8 3.5 on 5. It's a flagship killer which feels half-baked. That's it up for this one. Be sure to like the video and share it among your friends. Also, do hit the subscribe button. Until next time, ciao.